Well, hello, everyone, and a warm welcome to the Women in Insurance Initiative. This is our Q3 meeting, and I'm Margaret Ressing-Milkent, the chair and very excited participant today. We were just talking about the energy of WII. The work, the growth, the mission, the head, the heart, and this meeting really speaks to that. So I am excited to kick off, and let's move to the next slide. So here's a little bit about who we are. We are an affiliate of Million Women Mentors STEM Connector, and we are dedicated to action in diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. That is what we're all about. We are putting a focus on insurance and insurance in STEM. And this is a really exciting movement. It's not an initiative, it's really a movement. And as we like to say, we're doing it and we're making it happen. And going on to the next slide, let's give some big thanks to our network of leaders. And these logos here represent heads and hearts and passion and purpose of our leadership team. And we welcome you to join our merry band. We are having fun and making change. And I think it's really important that our culture is one of welcome and belonging. So if you are interested in being part of this and leading and charging forward, please let us know. Raise your hand, put it in the chat. We would love to welcome you. The more we have, the better we are. But thank you to Accord, Omnia Piratus, Marsh, Plus Ultra, the Actuarial Foundation, Ryan Specialty Group, Verisk, and hopefully you. And I will give a thanks to Diversified Search Group, where I serve as the Global Insurance Practice Leader. So let's move forward and let's talk about what we're going to do today, our agenda. We are going to talk about our strategic initiatives for 2025, and we've got some robust updates from our red hot Catalyst Committee, our amazing Communications Committee, and then we have a special presentation from Pod. You're going to get a sneak peek and a demo. So let's get the party started, and let's talk a little bit about 2025. But I'm going to anchor us for this discussion today with one of my favorite proverbs. And really, it's a mantra. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And that is what we do. We've locked arms. We're doing it together. And we're going to be able to do more together as we continue to grow and lock arms. So we took a little bit of time in September to talk about strategy. And let's go to the next slide for 2025. It's always good to reflect, because we as leaders and as women, I'll say, we're always busy doing. And it's really good to take a moment to pause and reflect and to think about our successes and what we've done and to celebrate those successes. So my mantra is moving forward with intention and imagination. I'm all about reimagining. I know you're all about reimagining, and that is what we've been doing with WII. So I want to do a few shout outs. We've got many successes, and these are just a few of those, but we had an amazing emerging insurance professional panel. And a big thank you to Whitney Dillard for moderating, and our panelists. You were inspiring, you were influential, you were powerful. Ellie Steele, Sylvia Diaz-Roa, Candice Hackney, Sharana Das, Katie Curry, and Josephine Thomas. A big thank you, big bravo to you. The applause keeps coming. And let's talk about that red hot Catalyst Committee. The momentum is terrific. Laura, your head, your heart, and your influence. You have brought in to the Red Hot Catalyst Committee some of the movers and shakers, the real influencers in the industry, and you're going to hear from them today. So a big thanks, Laura, a big thanks, Megan and Michelle. We are so excited that you'll be presenting today. And then we did something fun this year. We brought in some fireside chat, if you will. One was with Edie Frazier, who is the CEO, chair, and founder of Women Business Collaborative. Edie herself is a force for good and change. She talked about her book. She really helped ignite us and bring us forward. And we got to see that insurance does have a spotlight. Alongside other industries, we are making a difference and other industries are learning from us. So it's always good to take a look outside of the insurance realm and say, what are other industries, organizations doing? How can we learn? How can we emulate? How can we partner? And WBC is a great way to do that. And then we had a fantastic presentation from Carol Zacharias. She is not only an advocate for insurance, DEI, and data. She is a champion. She is a pace setter. She is a friend of WII. So we are so grateful to Carol for her presentation. And if you didn't see it, we've got it. So we would be so helpful and happy to share it with you. And I agree, Megan Bell, Carol's data was powerful. And when you have the data and you can tell the story of the data, it makes our work a lot easier. And last but not least, here in our Q3 meeting, we're launching PodCommunity Networking. This is a tool that is proprietary to Pod, and we're going to hear all about it. But we have been wanting and wishing and hoping for a tool like this. So a big thanks to Ted Wells and your amazing team. And we're going to hear from Corbin Kizar later in this presentation. So stay tuned. So let's talk a little bit about what's next and our strategic initiatives for 2025. So the first one I am super excited about, and that is the launch of our Partners Circle and Advisory. This is going to be a chance for you as an individual or as a part of your company, representing your company, to connect with like-minded individuals and foster our shared mission. This is our formal invitation. Welcome in. We need you as a partner. We need your insights. We need your perspectives, and you'll be hearing more about this launch. So we're very excited about that, and stay tuned. Next, we are going to be, again, doing Day of Action. Days of action, months of action, 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 action. And you are going to be hearing more about that from Laura and the Catalyst Committee. And along those lines, we decided we've got some tremendous assets already. And one of those assets is our DEIB playbook. We need to promote and elevate that playbook. We also are going to be doing a 2.0 version of our Insurance is STEM ebook. And that was a big success a few years ago. And we're going to do a refresh and a relaunch on that. So stay tuned on that. We want you all to participate. And then probably with great excitement, we are finally going to kick off our pod community. And this will help us build a larger network of mentorship. Mentorship is action. And I'd like to say that the idea of mentorship is changing. It's not the formal mentor that perhaps I had or you had. There's still room for that. But this is a time for micro-mentoring, for creating rapid-fire connections and learning incubators, a safe place to grow and to elevate our work together. So this is our time. It's all about action. And be with us. Join us. raise your hand. We need you. We need your leadership. We need your voice. We need your ideas. And we're excited about 2025. We were trying to pare down our list because we tend to take a big bite of the apple. But I'm going to just tell you, everybody, I think 2025 is going to be a great year. But let's stay in 2024, which is continuing to be a great year. And I'm going to pass over to Laura Deutschler, who is the chair of the Red Hot Catalyst Committee. Laura.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Margaret. Your enthusiasm always is so impactful. So good to see everyone. I said good morning. Some of you are in the afternoon, and hopefully everyone's having a good day. I'm flabbergasted that we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the Catalyst Committee. It seems like, Margaret, you and I were just sitting in that little wine place in New York talking about this idea, and it has been my honor to be a part of it over the past year. There's many of the Catalyst Committee on the call today, but just for those who haven't been as close to what we've been doing, we started back a year ago, and some of our initial thoughts were grounded in the thought of let's focus on progress, not perfection. We all have day jobs, as Margaret mentioned, and let's figure out and just make something happen. And one of our themes was start somewhere and be action oriented. So hopefully we were successful in that, and we will continue to be successful in that in the coming year. One of the other ideas, and you'll hear a little bit more about this, is let's not recreate the wheel. There is so much work out there, tons of great work, amazing organizations and resources already available. So how do we partner together to make a bigger impact on improving diversity in insurance? So that has been a focus and a theme. To quickly go over last year, what we did, we started with our mission, visions, and values. And thank you, Megan Bell, for saying we need to have that together. And we worked on that together to guide our work. And it has been really helpful as we leverage backwards and look forward on the work we've done. And then we said we're going to focus on two things. There was a million ideas that came up in our initial survey that we did to the committee, but we said, let's focus on a day of action and we created materials and resources, and I'll touch on that in a second, and then created a playbook to ensure women's success. We wouldn't have been able to do these things. Margaret, you're so sweet to say I'm, the leader, but I'm just part of the team. And I want to, take this moment to thank Yolanda Austin, Megan Bell, Megan Bach, Candace Duncan, Anna Hildreth, Katie Hughes, Leanna Imparto, and Anna, I'm going to mess up your name, Maciandaro. No matter how many times you've told me that, I mess it up, so I apologize. And my Deutscher name gets messed up too, so I get it. But this little team delivered a lot last year, and I'm excited to know that they'll be joining for the next chapter. So let's go to the next slide. I'm going to touch base on just highlighting that the materials, the day of action, which is really a month of action, a year of action, it's a forever action, are out there on the website for everyone's use. And the materials can be used one-on-one as part of classroom situations. There's materials for interview prep, career fairs. It's just, how do you spread the word that insurance is an amazing opportunity? And so it's out there for the taking, and we're going to focus this year on continuing to promote some of those resources and materials. And then the playbook was rolled out in June, and it is a wealth of information and highlights incredible work being done by multiple organizations and individuals with the goal of trying to create parity from a gender perspective and for all diversity in insurance. So this is just to highlight those two work streams and the work that's been done. And then let's move to the next slide, Kylie. So the Catalyst Committee, as Margaret mentioned, was involved in the 2025 strategic planning. And our goals for this year one work stream is to develop an awareness and communication campaign that focuses on all the great work that's already been done and all the great work that's out there in the industry, and kind of do a PR campaign for insurance is really cool, and it's very impactful, and spread that word, because we are all here for a reason, and we want to broaden the organization and broaden the insurance industry and be welcoming for everyone. So one of the activities is to develop an awareness and communication campaign. The second work stream we're going to focus on is a partnership strategy. There are so many good things being done by multiple organizations, and if we partner together, we can go farther and faster. So that we're going to talk about that in a minute. And then the third area of focus for the Catalyst Committee is to continue to build the women in insurance community. And the Pod community that's going to be discussed and launched here in just a few minutes is a great way. So how we will be focusing, how can we work together to help build that community through Pod and through some of these other activities. So to speak a little bit further about our plans for 2025, I'm going to introduce Megan Bell, who's the Senior Vice President of Marketing of Falvey Insurance, who's going to talk about our first work stream.
Thanks, Laura. And I'm excited about this because this really is the next phase of the playbook that we worked on last year. So that playbook is a great resource, and it's full of wonderful information. As Laura mentioned, there's so many people doing great work out there in the industry already. And that one of the goals was to highlight that and not reinvent the wheel, and really lean on the great work that's been building this foundation. So I think what comes next is really making people aware that this resource exists, and also that there's a number of audiences and groups within the playbook that maybe don't know that they're included in this. So we want to make sure that they know that they're part of this. And I think there's a lot of opportunity to do a number of things, some of them outlined on this slide. I think it's very important for industry publications to know that this exists and this work is happening, so we can leverage those outlets for further visibility into this work. I think if we have the opportunity to speak at events, whether they're virtual or in person, we're all at different organizations going to events all the time. So it only makes sense to speak to this if we have the chance. Relaunching the Day of Action. So really using this as an opportunity to also promote the other great work stream from last year about the Day of Action and Year of Action, and all those different ways that we can get involved as industry leaders in career days, job fairs, speaking in your own local schools and things like that. And then again, co-promoting with the featured organizations. I think we have referenced a high number of carriers, brokers, and others that have kind of gold star examples of ways to be champions in diversity in the insurance industry. So we want to make sure that they know that we look at them that way, and hopefully work with them to maybe promote this on social media or within their newsletters and things like that. And finally, I think if we are trying to get into other organizations and reach more people, the focus can really be on some of these affinity groups or ERGs, also HR departments, and then other organizations already doing the same type of work like RISE, NIA, ISE, APIW, and UN, amongst others. I feel like there's endless amounts now. It's really beautiful to see. But all in all, this is all about just making people aware that we exist and communicating the value proposition, and working together with other people doing the same type of work. Anything else that you would add there, Laura?
No, I think that's spot on. And it's, again, the thing, we can go faster, farther together, and don't recreate the wheel, which is one of our early mantras. So I think you hit it spot on.
Yeah, and I will also say that, and I'm sure Michelle will as well, these are two separate work streams. So again, we're not working alone. So if there's anyone interested in helping with this work stream, definitely reach out. Laura will provide some contact information in the next few slides. But right now I'll introduce Michelle Rao for the other work stream. And she is the EVP and Chief Claims and Transformation Officer at Preferred Mutual Insurance.
Thanks, Megan. I mean, we've said it a few times that we all go further together. So it became pretty clear, and I'm late to the party. Y'all had already built all this great stuff and these great resources that exist now inside of Women in Insurance. And so how do we reach out to these other organizations that are doing similar work or are championing things that we would all do better together. So some groups are really big into the mentorship program, and how do we put all of our resources together so we don't have to recreate the wheel, and we can, be stronger and provide each of the strengths that we have as organizations. So from that last slide where Megan showed the groups that, I mean, they're going to get the word out and the awareness up, but this work stream is going to be really dedicated into partnering with those organizations and going to them and saying, here's what we have to offer. What can we do together? So anybody that wants to also work on this work stream, I'm welcoming everybody, but we want to be able to leverage those strengths and have just a strategic direction of how do we put everything together, put together a one-page document on here's the values of those partnerships, and here's what we can bring, and here's what you can bring, so that we can really build some great strong resources out there together. And we've said it, over and over on these slides. So I don't know that there's a lot more to talk about here, but it really makes sense as we go forward to, like Megan said, there's more and more coming up, and that's great, because back in my early days, there was nothing for women in the industry. So now we have all these great resources. So how do we all merge and kind of, put our strengths together? And I think that Laura, you're gonna to finish us out here for the
I Thank you, Michelle. So appreciate everyone's time, and I appreciate Michelle and Megan raising their hand, or as we joked about, being voluntold to lead those two work streams. And there's others who have already raised their hands to be part of it, but we need more. The more the better, right? The different ideas, the connections, expanding our networks to each other and so forth. And your involvement could be as simple as joining on these calls or promoting our information on social media when we post stuff. We're not looking for a lifetime commitment. We all know people have full-time jobs and so forth, but there's so much we can do just by getting the word out and sharing with each other. Just the other day, Megan Bach, who I don't know if it's on this call, connected me with someone. She's saying this would be a great resource to add to the playbook. You need to connect with this person. And so little things like that make a huge difference. So my ask is, if you have any interest in trying to improve our overall diversity in insurance, reach out to me, reach out to us at WII@stemconnector.com, and just be part of the conversation. And again, won't be looking for you to dedicate 10 hours a week on projects and so forth. It's just really your thoughts, your mind, your passion. We all got involved with this because we had passion that we wanted to make a difference. And so if you're interested, feel free to reach out, and we'd love to have you in whatever way you can do at whatever time you can do it. Thank you, everyone. And Margaret, I'll toss it back to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Laura and Megan and Michelle. That was powerful. Your passion comes through, your purpose comes through, the fire that you have. And I'm reflecting back. I can't believe it either, Laura. You've done so much in 1 year. I can't wait for year 2. So a happy birthday.
We have done so much. I just move the pieces around.
Yes, we have done so much, and it is a groundswell. Just like you said, Megan, when you tell our story gets better and better. And that is the perfect lead-in to the communications committee, because they are the keeper of our story. They elevate our voices, our message, our impact, our lift. This does not happen magically. It happens with a lot of head, a lot of heart, a lot of hard work. So I'm going to pass this over to two of the most amazing, imaginary go-getters that this industry has, Tanya and Beth, the chairs of our communications committee.
Thank you, Margaret. With that type of an introduction, I just hope we can live up to all those kind words. So I've been working with Beth on this committee now for, I guess, about 3 years plus. And, you know, our mission is really to, as Margaret said, amplify all the amazing work that our groups are doing. But also, you know, we have another mission, which is to educate the industry about what's going on in the DEIB space. So throughout the year, we try to provide webinars and informational sessions, you know, research papers, all different kinds of vehicles in order to do that. And looking back at this past year, we worked with Laura's committee to amplify all the amazing things going on over there that we just heard about, the playbook and the day of action materials. But we know moving in to 2025 that we have a lot more work to do in that space. And we're going to be working with Megan and the group to come up with a plan on how we can best market and communicate those assets. Last year, we also, as Margaret mentioned earlier, we also highlighted women in the industry that are doing really exciting things. And those two individuals, Edie and Carol, were amazing. And we want to do that again this year. So anybody in the audience who has a story to tell, we would love to hear it. If you know of somebody also who has an exciting story to tell in our industry, we would love to get recommendations and suggestions for that. So feel free to send those in to us as well. And finally, we brought forward our young professionals in the industry this year in a webinar. And that was really wonderful because we all know that we're trying to make insurance a career of choice for young people in the industry. And we plan on doing more work in this space next year. So, you know, we're looking for volunteers to join the committee with us. And, you know, right now it's Beth and myself and Anna and Olivia. And, you know, we love it. And it's a great committee, but we'd love to have some fresh talent on there as well. So if anybody in the audience is interested in joining on to communications, please let us know, and I'll turn it over to Beth.
Thank you. And just on that, if anyone wants to join, here's some of the things that we'll be focusing on in the next year. As Tanya said, we're absolutely going to be supporting and amplifying the work of the Catalyst Committee. And some of the things covered in the Catalyst Committee update I thought were particularly interesting, just thinking about the power of collaborating with other organizations and companies and really reaching out to the industry. And also that the industry does have a horrible PR problem, which is really my life's work personally. So I think thinking about how we could get out there with this day of action and really make a bigger deal out of it next year, continue to build on the work that the Catalyst community is working on is really what we're looking to do. Also, the pod community, which we'll hear more about, that's something that we're working on strategy and thinking about what is the best way to communicate and get that out there. So if you become part of this committee, that's something that you would help us do, which would be wonderful. Also want to mention All Intent, which is an effort that many on this group are part of. It's a LinkedIn group and site on which connects all diversity and inclusion organizations within the insurance industry. It's supposed to be a tent where everyone could come and share events and information. So if you're not part of All Intent, look it up on LinkedIn. We could share the link in the chat here. Thank you, whoever did that. Thank you. And that's a great way where you could, if you have an event going on in your organization dealing with diversity and inclusion that you want to promote, certainly put it up there if you want people to know about. It's a great place to look to see what other events are going on in the organization. So we really hope to continue to reach out because I think the power is going to be in collaboration. So really this is about communications and collaboration and bringing in everyone under this tent. So we hope to work with some of you in the new year.
Thank you so much, Tanya and Beth. So much energy, and not a day goes by without seeing All Intent or seeing our WII logo and the power and the branding that you brought to us and the energy and everyone responding and wanting to be a part of it. It really does feel like a groundswell. So thank you both and your amazing teams. So now let's go over to our demo, and I am very happy to introduce Corbin Kizar, from Pod. He is going to guide us through and talk about the Pod community that we are going to be launching. And really, Corbin, thank you. And a warm congratulations from WII to you to your brand new 1.5-week-old babies. So we're happy that you could be with us, and you look bright-eyed for having a little newborn at home. So that's exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, everything's going great. Couldn't be a better time in my life. So I'm excited to be here and excited to show you what we've been working on to be able to launch for you beginning of next year. I think it's going to be really exciting to be able to have, all of your community in one area, be able to post mentorships and connect with mentors in one area, see your events and post events, chat with other, professionals one-on-one. If you wanted to have networking groups and collaborate together, you'll also be able to have all your women in insurance resources all in one spot as well. So I think it'll be a really great tool to kind of use technology to help grow and expand this network. But I will give you guys I will share my screen and show you a little bit of a demo. So kind of what would happen would be beginning of next year, everyone would be sent a sign up link or be able to go to a landing page and sign up. It'd be the same experience, and they would log into their account and be able to see the pod application. And so what that's going to look like when you first come in is you're going to see discovery. And what discovery is you're going to be able to see the entire Women in Insurance Initiative Network all in one spot. So you could do it based on locations. As you change and zoom in, you'll see the people in those specific areas. And as you click on them, you'll see right here, there's a profile button, but what you fill out there is what's going to show up here in this discovery area. So if we click on Anna here, I believe she might be on the call, you'll be able to see her profile here, and you'll be able to see her work experience, her education, her skills, and be able to directly connect with her and chat with her one-on-one. It'll take you right into the messaging feature and be able to just start collaborating and talking with her instantly, just because she's part of this network and visible and discoverable here. You'll also see at the top here, there's different pods on top. The first one being just the entire group of all the women in insurance. And then you'll also have the events. So right here, you'll see the Q3 event that's happening right now. And as this grows, you'll see the ones that are coming out in the future and be able to keep up to date and join directly from there. Everything can be done, is shareable, can be done by QR codes, copied links, put right to your Facebook or your LinkedIn, Instagram, all those different types of ways of sharing those out. You also will have all the resources for someone that's just new and getting on here in terms of getting started. So explaining the features of the software without having to get on a phone call with me, which I'm more than happy to do. But we make it really easy to have all these resources in one area. You'll also see that there's the insurance allies. So this is going to be all the other organizations that are involved with this. And so you could click on them and learn more about them and visit. It'll take you directly to their websites. And so then you could choose what to do with that. You also will have the mentorships. So as anyone on here is, posting mentorships, are going to be visible all in this one location and really easy to see and really easy for the mentee to apply for, which we'll get into a little bit when I go into creating a mentorship. The last part would be the resources. So this is all of the women insurance resources, and everything is posted on different areas, can all be brought into one spot for you to be able to click on and download the playbook and see visit this day of action and be able to go back and see old webinars, whatever it might be. You could easily see that all in one area. So that's the main part of discovery and being able to see all those different parts of it. The next part is profile. So as you saw on Anna's profile was filled out perfectly, and this is how she did it. We make it really simple. So you can just add your work experience. You can add your education, your certificates, your skills, put a photo, add your LinkedIn, your resume. I would just make it really simple. And that's what makes it visible on that discovery map, is just filling out this bit of information here for you. Now, if you wanted to opt in and choose to be post yourself to that discovery map, you do that inside of create a post. So you would just choose post type, and then you would choose people. You would choose the women in insurance, and then you would select yourself. And then you would obviously want to be able to be connected with. And then as soon as you do that, push post live, you're on the map in the location that you've set on your profile. And that can just be city and state. It can just be state, which would put you in the capital. So it's up to you on how specific you would like to be there. We've also done some templates that make it really easy for you to post yourself as a mentor. So this is a little bit different than, you know, the people map where you saw all the people. This is where you would be posting a mentorship, talking about the specific things that you would want to mentor in. And so we have a template here that makes it really easy for you to fill out, put the information on what you're willing to mentor in and your skills, and, you know, availability and how you'd like to connect, how often. It's, you know, kind of up to the mentor there on what they would like to post, and you can add as much as you'd want there. There's also quite a few things on the side here, as you see, but you could, you know, you want to capture some of their information. You could ask for their resume, the cell phone. You could even ask for a video intro, because you yourself as a mentor can post a video on that saying, you know, hi, I'm Corbin. I've been in engineering for 10 years, or in this case, insurance, and would love to, you know, mentor you in insurance. And, you know, you could ask for a video back from them. So when you're posting these, we make it really easy, but then you can also make it as robust and fill it out as much as you would like on there. We also did an events template for you. So if you would like to post an event, you just come in here, and with these templates, what it's doing basically is it's just posting them directly to those right pods that you saw at the top of the discovery. So you don't have to worry about where to post them. So you can easily just fill those out, get them out there, and it makes it just very simple to quickly populate this application for you all. The messages are going to be where if you went in and wanted to message somebody one-on-one, when I hit that connect button with Anna, that's where we would talk just, you know, peer-to-peer and be able to collaborate. The next part would be post management. And since I haven't posted anything, I won't see anything. You'll only be able to see the, since right here, you'll see you're in women in insurance. That would just be yourself. So you're gonna be able to see how many views, clicks, and views and clicks you have on yourself on the map. And then you would also be able to see your events and archive them and take them off the map, you know, and then put them back on if you wanted to. But you could just see all the statistics on how your events are performing and how many people are looking at them. The last one would be your mentorship. And as the people come in and fill out that quick capture and are applying for the mentorship, this is where you're going to get their information and be able to communicate with them. And then also see how many people you have applying for that mentorship and filling out that and choosing to archive it, or, you know, take it off for a little bit, put it back on if you get too many applications. So post management is where you're just gonna be able to see everything that you've done individually inside of the Pod app. The last part would be the networking groups, and this is where the admins and, you know, whoever's in charge can choose what type of networking groups you want. So you'll see women in underwriting, women in insurance technology, women in claims, women in sales. And so everyone, when they come in, they'll see these networking groups, and we can add as many as you want. And then you'll see the chats from all the different women in there talking, and you'll be able to see their profiles and what they said, and be able to easily, you know, either then take that conversation offline or really just collaborate in this one area together. In these groups. So it's a lot of information quickly, but we're really excited to roll this out at the beginning of the year. It is pretty much ready to go for you all. So we'll just be in touch with who I need to be to get this rolled out for you. But yeah, very excited, and yeah, can't wait to see how this works for you all.
Oh. Corbin, thank you so much. This is so exciting, and it really is exactly what we've been waiting and hoping and dreaming of, and it's here. And thank you for that. So this is the time in our presentation where we open up the mic for everybody. And I think that we'd love to give Corbin some feedback, some comments on the pod demo, any thoughts that you have, and let's just see how everybody's feeling. And again, I'm going to share, this is a safe space, everybody. So please open your mics, open your hearts, and come on the screen and let us hear how you're feeling about everything, especially pod. Anybody want to start?
So if we have suggestions on, oh, this would be a really cool way to use this, where do we provide that feedback or thoughts? I'm thinking as we roll out the next two stages of, or the next two work streams for Catalyst, they'll be like, oh, this would be a great way to do this. And so how do we gather that feedback? Where do we share it? Who do we share that with?
Laura, I think we can channel that through the communications committee really easily because we've been actually working with Corbin's group really effectively up to this point. So I think any feedback like that with regard to like requirements or anything we need to change or move around, or shift, definitely, put that right through our group. And I think that'll work well.
Awesome. I'm so excited for this. It has so many opportunities.
Yeah. And this is something we're going to heavily be promoting as we close out 24, moving into 25 for sure.
And it really, I mean, it has been in development, everyone. And, seeing it this time as opposed to the first couple times I saw it, boy, it has come a long way, Corbin. So thank you. It's so clean. It's so easy. I feel comfortable that I could navigate myself around it. And that's exactly what we wanted to be. We wanted to be very user-friendly, very workable, and something that people can say, oh yeah, I can do this and I want to do it again and again, and I want more people to do it.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. You spent a lot of time and development hours, really being able to have this tailored to specific experiences. And I think this is a perfect use case for it. So yeah, I think it'll be fantastic.
Well, thank you, Corbin, and thank you to Pod, STEM Connector. You literally are, walking this walk with us, and we are we're so delighted to be a part of your broader community. So thank you for that. We hope we can be a test case for other industries as well. All right, what else, everybody, beyond Pod? Any thoughts about what you heard, about what 2025 holds? Any questions about how you can get involved or any feedback for us?
Looks like there's a question from Desiree Panto.
Oh, great.
Oh, hi, thank you very much. It's the first time I've been on. I know Edie very well. So yeah, you have some great bold initiatives. I think it's fantastic. If you look at industry as a whole, insurance as a whole, it's got a lot of issues that are going on right now. And that's one of the things, sorry, I don't have my, I don't know why my picture's not coming on my phone. But anyway, so the idea is that I'd like to learn more and know more about what's going on in the group. But one of the things that I'm interested in is that I put it in the chat is the insurance industry itself when it comes to with the natural disasters, the real estate, the cars, health insurance, all the factors with the entire insurance ecosystem, it's so overwhelming what so many different components and niches that are in this system. So I'm actually hosting an event next month of senior executive leaders that would love anyone who's in the group or anyone that anyone knows that could refer to me. I have a daughter-in-law that works at Pac Pacific Life here in Orange County. But the idea is that actually who is the boots on the ground doing it, that's giving out the insurance of all different aspects, whether it be health or and real estate. But the idea is that the impacts are seen because not everyone's the same thing and what kind of, workarounds. And obviously us women in healthcare, we live longer than men, is a very special thing versus in the real estate aspect. So anything that you could address to that and put inclusive of the next meetings and what you're doing for future of 2025, I would be very interested because I think it's a value add that, our sustainability relies on how much we have in case of emergency, whether it be our health or whether it be our assets we own.
Yeah.
Or where we live.
Thank you. Thank you, Desiree. And what you're talking about is making it real because insurance can be intimidating. And we know that it's not. It's critical to the economy. It's critical to us personally. And this is a great forum to make an ask like this. Let's make sure that we connect with you. And of course, Edie Frazier, she knows everyone. So we are so happy to be part of her world and she's part of our world. And now you're part of our world. So this is terrific. So let's learn more about the event. and how we can see what we can do to pull people from our network who might be, is it going to be out in California?
Yes, it's actually in Long Beach. It's a 1-day event. Typically we have it 2.5. So I run the Women in Housing Real Estate ecosystem. We have until October 31st for you getting awards. We have 26 different leadership awards. You know, we've been around for 15 years. I've been in the industry for 40 years. And it's for senior executives to come together, and it's called Transformational Solutions. If you think about what's going on in the world and what's going on in our own backyard, you know, how do we be better stewards, you know, in the space of, obviously we know there's a war in D&I right now, but the idea is that how do we inclusively connect each other, have the better stewards of making sure that we are sustainable in life, and real estate is life. And the idea is that having a backup plan, which is our insurance, whether, like I said, the health and componency. So it's all day, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. And the core is to bring leaders together to have an open forum of not only the engagement of who's speaking, but also those who are in the audience. It's not a Q&A. It will be a real mastermind summit. We've done this many years. And I'm the conductor who correlates, you know, what the stories are behind the scenes, become your life journey, and how do we play that in to bring the best of everyone who's in the room.
Well, it sounds terrific, and we're very happy to be part of your ecosystem. And if you don't mind dropping your contact information in the chat for everybody, Desiree, I think that would be a good start as well. But yeah, you know, you came to the right group. We're a group of doers. We make things happen and really support what you're doing. And thank you for welcoming in insurance.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing. Anyone else have any other comments or feedback, questions? No? I was going to say, I'm trying to do a tour around the screen. I see lots of smiles, a lot of thumbs up. I really am invigorated by this. We are walking our talk, everybody. And, you know, Desiree brought up something that I'm going to use as part of our closing here. But I think as we go out there, and we all know it's a changing landscape, and some days it can feel really scary. But you know what? Together, we do it. We go far together. And I love this Margaret's quote, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." We are changing the world. WII, we are changing the world. We are a force for good and for growth, lift, and change in insurance. We operate with purpose and passion, and we do it with such care and respect and integrity. So honored and proud to serve with each one of you. So let's get our numbers to grow. We got a lot of good work to do, or as they say, some good trouble. So let's make some good trouble, everyone, and let's wrap up this Q3 meeting and get ready for January, ready for our pod launch. So you will hear more about the January launch of pod, and we'll be coming with that as well as with our Q4 wrap up. But let's keep it going. We've got a couple more months to do it, and we're doing it, everybody, and so grateful to you. So have a beautiful afternoon. Be well, be strong, be happy, and tell our story. Our story gets better and better every day. Thank you for being with us, everybody. Have a good one.